What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Celta Vigo in La Liga. Our intense month of October continues, and it's yet another tough game for the blaugrana. In the league, of course, now everything is getting tight, and we are coming slowly but surely closer to the big match, El Clasico, where every single point from now on counts in that race at the top of the league, and Barcelona will have to continue their run in a very tricky match against Celta. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Camp Nou, which of course is gearing up for that big midweek clash against Inter Milan, which apparently is sold out as of this current moment. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch will be Jose Luis Montero, and the VAR it'll be Jose Luis Gonzalez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona are currently sat in first place in La Liga for the first time on this channel. 2.5 years of making videos, and for the first time, Barcelona is going into La Liga match day. That's not the first day. Sat in first place in La Liga on 19 points. After playing 7 matches, we do have 6 wins and 1 draw. We are currently in first place because we do have 7 more goals scored than Real Madrid. By the way, Real Madrid have not kept a clean sheet yet in La Liga, but Barcelona has, of course, on multiple occasions, and we are currently sat in first. I tell you what, this El Clasico that's going to be coming up next weekend is gonna be crazy. It is going to be huge. Of course, it will be at the Santiago Bernabeu, but it's going to be intense, and I can guarantee you guys that as well. Athletic Club are currently sat in third place in La Liga on 16 points, so they're currently 3 points behind us. Then you have Betis on 15 points. But of course, the main focus is in the top 2 race, where Barcelona and Real Madrid are currently neck and neck with only a few goals separating the two sides. And if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, Sevilla will be hosting Athletic Club. That's going to be a big game, of course. Sevilla just sacked Lopetegui. They brought in Spaloni, I believe it is, so that's going to be a big game. Of course, Valverde's men going away from home. Real Madrid will have to travel away to Getafe, and also that is a little bit of, a Madrid derby. And then Betis will have to travel to Real Valladolid. Now, here's the best part. Barcelona do play last this weekend, so all 3 of these matches will be completed, and we will know the result by the time Barcelona hosts Celta at home. So Madrid drop points or they win, whatever the case may be, it will give us some closure, but it'll also hopefully be that extra motivation for Barcelona to go out there and get a result. Because if Madrid win, you're thinking, oh god, we gotta win to keep going. If they drop points, you're thinking, oh my god, we gotta extend our lead. So us playing last on this match day will be important. But again, Barcelona, Real Madrid neck and neck, with Barcelona sitting top of the league. And if you take a look at our opponents in Celta Vigo and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 11th place in La Liga on 10 points. After playing 7 matches, they do have 3 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Look at the last 5 games in the league, 3 wins and 2 losses. They are coming to this match only 9 points behind Barcelona, but still currently sat around mid-table. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Celta Vigo. Like I just mentioned, so far in La Liga, they're currently sat lingering around mid-table. They're not doing great, they're not doing too poor. So far, they have been average. And the last time we faced Celta Vigo, it was at the Camp Nou under Xavi last season, and we did win by 3-1. I think Araujo went to the hospital with a big head clash in this match, and I also do remember myself audaciously getting the lineup absolutely correct with Xavi going with a 4-2-3-1. I think we were lacking some midfielders. I said let's put in Depay, play him in that natural role that he always plays back in Lyon. So far we did do that. From this lineup, we still have every single player in our team except for, of course, Dani Alves. So we could hopefully see the same personnel, but of course some of them are currently injured. and also of course Aubameyang left. He did get a brace with Memphis getting one, and of course Memphis and Aubameyang cannot play this match. That Memphis is injured and Aubameyang of course left, so we could see maybe a similar system in this match. We do have more forwards than we currently do have midfielders, but again, it was a home game. We're still kind of pushing for top 4, so it was pure domination from Barcelona, but again, Iago Aspas still getting on the score sheet. Now, if you take a look at Celta Vigo's last 5 matches in all competitions, in their last match, they beat Betis 1-0, they lost to Valencia 3-0, lost to Atletico Madrid 4-1, they beat Coudet 3-0, and they also beat Girona 1-0. Let's quickly take a look at the last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly, 4-1 loss to Atletico Madrid. Now, this match did take place at the Wanda Metropolitano, where Celta Vigo came in with a 4-1-3-2 formation. They've been playing like this for a fairly long time, and again, in this match, Atletico Madrid head and shoulders better than Celta on paper and on the pitch as well, with the entire stadium being against them. Although Celta Vigo did get a goal, again, Barcelona really trying to eye more clean sheets during this season, but again, they played a very similar system that they're very used to. But in the end, Atletico Madrid were just too powerful for them, and they walked away with all 3 points. Next up is a 3-0 loss to Valencia away from home. Now, you could say Valencia and Celta Vigo are currently very evenly matched, so it's really, a big indication that Valencia beat them 3-0, and Celta Vigo had absolutely nothing going forward. I think they defended well the whole entire match, but in the final third, they just weren't up to scratch, and also Valencia were also very clinical on the night as well. In the end, Celta Vigo walked away very much empty-handed, but their last match in the all competition was a big win against 4th place in La Liga, Betis, at home. Now, this match was more so a defensive masterclass than it was a good performance. First off, Celta Vigo did get the goal early as well. I think it was at some point in the first half. Now, you could say that going forward, they weren't that great. Again, only a few chances. They did end up scoring 1, but defensively, they were very, very strong. Keeper made a lot of good saves. Defending was also very solid on the night as well. They didn't really give away too many chances, and the chances they give away, they did defend very, very well. So overall, this was a huge win for them against one of the top teams in La Liga on current form. So overall, final thoughts on Celta Vigo. They're a very, very tricky team who could be surprising. They could turn up and play very well, or they could turn up and not put in a good performance. They are coached currently by the manager Edouard Coudet, who's been with them for a long time now. I think he just passed over 100 days in charge or something like that. He's been there for quite a while. He's played well with them. I think he's gotten sacked and been appointed as well, if I'm not mistaken. But again, he's always done well against the big teams with Celta Vigo. Now, players to look out for, there is quite a few. Firstly, their new goalkeeper, the Argentine who used to play for Porto in the Liga NOS. I believe his name is pronounced Marchin. He's playing very well this season. He was a great acquisition in the summer. He's a very good shot stopper, so keep an eye on that. Of course, their captain Hugo Mayo, very strong in defense. Javi Galan, who of course Barcelona tried to sign last summer, their left back, very, very strong, great pace and good going forward. Former Barcelona player Oscar Mingueta, who he did sell to Celta Vigo last summer, again coming back to the Camp Nou against his former team. He's gonna be seeking the revenge. Same thing for Denis Suarez. He's also one of their better players than Suarez, but again, former Barcelona player as well. He wants to come to the Camp Nou, show what he's got. Another former Barcelona player in Carlos Perez, who we did sell, I believe, during the pandemic. He's currently on loan from Roma. Again, coming back to the Camp Nou, he wants to show what he's got. So those are probably maybe my top 4. The top 3 I'd look out for is Mingueta, Perez, and Denis Suarez. But the main man to look out for is the man who turns into freaking R9, Ronaldo Nazario, every time he plays against us, Iago Aspas. This man turns into the best striker you've ever seen in your life every time he faces Barcelona. Of course, it's more damning at their home stadium in Celta Vigo. At the Camp Nou, he does score on occasions, but he's not as threatening. But again, Iago Aspas, man, turns up every single time. I can't remember the last time he had a bad game playing against Barcelona. He always plays at such a high level. He's the main man to watch out for, of course. Then I also keep an eye on the other 3 players that were with Barcelona previously. More specifically, I would say Carlos Perez. I think right now Mingueta is dancing between the bench and the starting lineup. Denis Suarez and Perez are both starters, so I definitely keep an eye out on them. So again, Celta Vigo, very strong team. They're very good on the counterattack as well, with pace with Perez and quality Pedri and Iago Aspas. What Barcelona have to do really in this match is create chances and make sure you finish them, because Celta Vigo, they tend to always give either too many chances or too little, and if it's too little, you have to make the most of your opportunity. And again, watch out for the pace of Celta Vigo on the counterattack. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Pique, Busquets, Dembele, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran, Alonso, Jordi Alba, Roberto, De Jong, Raphinha, Eric Garcia, and Aki Peña, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Riyad, and Arnaud Tenes. So a few surprises. Firstly, Frenkie de Jong has received the medical green light. He's back, thank God for that. And we are hearing at the moment, according to reports, that both Kessie and Kounde should be fit and in the squad list for the Clásico. So keep your eyes on the not next squad list, but the squad list after that. And also a big inclusion from Barcelona B, Chadi Riyad, who's of course a left-footed center back. So keep your eyes on that. Of course, Eric Garcia and Pique both right-footed. Left-footed one will allow the play to be, a bit more smoother. So expect his debut in this match. Rafael Marquez, the Barcelona athletic manager, speaks very, very highly of him. Other than that, no other changes. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, he was asked a lot of questions, and I mean a lot of questions by the media. The press conference was its usual length, around 20-25 minutes, but so many of the questions he answered so quickly, so there was a lot of questions that we had to go through. So let's get and see what Xavi had to say in the press conference. Starts off by saying that Celta Vigo, it will be a different match from Inter Mallorca. We'll try to prove ourselves tomorrow and show our style. We have to show a good response after the Inter match. It won't be easy because Celta is playing well and they keep the ball well as well. We have to shoot more, try to score, and when we have the ball, we have to be more daring and more optimistic in front of goal. As of course about VAR, the Inter Milan match, it is interesting that the same referee on VAR did not award the penalty for Ousmane Dembele against Bayern Munich, but that officiated our previous match against Inter. There are times when you have to go out and create more on focus on tomorrow's match, and I told the players that as well. Xavi was very, very evident, very straightforward, saying that the players are focused on tomorrow. Of course, we do have two big games coming up, Inter and the Clásico, but the players are 1000% focus on tomorrow. He's then asked about Barcelona and Atletico Madrid reaching an agreement for the transfer of Antoine Griezmann. He said that, look, it's not official yet. If an agreement is reached, it means that all parties are satisfied, and I wish, of course, the best for the player and his future. We are angry, but still positive. The good thing is that we still rely on ourselves. Frenkie de Jong as a center back, Frenkie can play as a defender, and we tried at the beginning of the season, of course, in preseason. He's quick, and we also have other options as well. We're fortunate to have so many players that can play in many positions, and Frenkie is an option in that position. On Frenkie de Jong's participation tomorrow, we said that, look, yes, he will participate. He's 100% ready to go. We'll see if he starts or not tomorrow, how he contributes a lot. Physically, he can give us a lot, and also on the defensive side as well. Frenkie also reaches the opponent's area and does not lose several balls. He gives us energy and can play anywhere. It's absolutely fantastic to have him back. Again, more reiteration about Barcelona's focus. We are not thinking about Inter or the Clásico. We are currently focused on Celta tomorrow. They just asked about Barcelona why didn't they send in a complaint to UEFA about the decision on the referee. Said that Barcelona did not file a complaint to UEFA. We decided not to. We talked about it and decided not to file a complaint after a unanimous decision. He then asked about Ousmane Dembele. Said that, look, I said it from day one that he is a professional. He made a difference in several matches and he has to do it in every game. He has the capabilities and he has to believe in himself to try and score more goals. Then asked about Pique, saying that, look, he's a strong player mentally and one of the strongest players I've met professionally and personally. He helps us with him and with the other leaders as well, Jordi, Busi, Sergi. I'm happy for them. I've said many times that he'll be important players for us this season, and he will be ready when the team needs him the most. I've not protested against referees a lot, but the game against Inter Milan was crazy. Then asked about the recovery of Araujo, saying that he's currently trying to recover. He's a warrior. Yesterday he came and watched training session and he motivated us, and his style is always positive. If there is a player who can come back very quickly for the World Cup, it is Araujo. Then asked about Busquets, saying that Busquets is a very important player for me. I've always said that he balances us and he's an important player, a player that gives us security. And then he was asked whether or not the team relies on Lewandowski a lot, more specifically, of course, for his goals. So that, look, we have to improve in this aspect. We have to improve in the free kicks and shooting from outside the box. All players have to try and score more goals. There is a report coming out from Mundo Deportivo saying that Xavi is urging the team to shoot more outside the box. Let's hope we can see that against Celta. Then asked about the Barcelona B center back being included in Riyad. He said that we know Chadi, he's a great central defender, left-footed, good on on the ball. We follow him like everyone else, but he has already shown some things and he can be an important football player for the first team. Then asked about Raphinha and Dembele and which side they prefer and why they always switching wings, all that sort of stuff. He said, look, it depends on the game. Dembele sometimes like to play on the left and scores. Raphinha plays there and on the right, maybe a bit more comfortable. But we have wingers that can give us a lot on the pitch. Then asked about Ferran Jutgla. Of course, Ferran Jutgla doing very, very well at Club Brugge. He said, look, Jutgla is shining. Do I regret letting him go? I'm very happy for him. I've known him very well. I've known him since he was a very, very young player at his club before he joined Espanyol. I forget what the club's name is, and if he was here it would be difficult for him to get minutes because of course Lewandowski is ahead of him, but I am happy for Ferran. He makes a difference with his new team and that's the most amazing thing to see. He then asked about time wasting. The journalist asked him, look, in the Premier League they let things go a lot. They always play advantage. In La Liga the game's always slow. What are your thoughts on that? I think that should improve so that, look, a lot would be gained with effective time. I'm very clear about that. There would be no more cheating. Football must be one of the few sports that does not count effective time. With that, it would be fair. So Xavi saying, look, he would vote in favor of, when the play is stopped, you stop the clock. When the ball goes out for a throw in, you stop the clock, like they do in the NBA and other sports. Of course, in football, the timer always goes and you add extra time, and that extra time is always controversial. So Xavi prefers that the clock actually stops when there's time being wasted. Then he was asked about Alejandro Balde and how he does not start in the Champions League but always starts in La Liga. He said that, look, it depends on the need of the team. If the team is focused on depth, it depends on several things. We have several factors in which I determine to make my decision. Then asked about Ferran Torres, and that, look, he is fine 100%, as it is clear there is a lot of competition and we have to choose, but he will play and participate and he will be an important player for us. He is training well and he's an example for his teammates. And finally, he was asked about Raphinha. Of course, reports coming out saying that he did not play well against Inter. He'll no longer play on the left wing. Did you talk to him? How that goes? He said, look, today we did talk about an individual level. It's good to talk with him and see how they feel. He does feel more comfortable on the right hand side, but we thought that we would help if he plays on the left against Inter. But again, we did talk this morning and we did straighten out the differences and how he can improve, and we watched the game back together as well. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Celta tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup predictions. We're going to start off with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best with this lineup. It will be very difficult to predict. Of course, injuries and a huge, and I mean huge, game in the midweek against Inter Milan. What will he do? I have no idea, but I have gone by stab in the dark, and the lineup on the screen right now is what I believe Xavi will select. I think I'll go Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Roberto, Eric Garcia, Pique, Alejandro Balde, midfield three of Busquets, Gavi, and Pedri, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati. So starting off in the defense, anything else, I would be shocked. Of course, pending changing formation. If you go to the back four, I cannot see him picking anything other than this. Of course, we only have two center backs in Pique and Garcia. We only have one right back on Roberto. We still do have three left backs, and I think he will go with Alejandro Balde. I think Balde started every single game this season in the league except for the first match against Rayo Vallecano. I think he'll start. Midfield three, Busquets, Gavi, Pedri. We have no one else. You have, De Jong just coming back from injury. I highly doubt he'll start. Kessie is out. Pablo Torre, highly doubt that as well. It'll be that midfield 100%. But where Xavi does have some wiggle room is in the front three. I think he will start Raphinha on the right hand side, Lewandowski up top, self-explanatory, and Ansu Fati on the left. I think with him not being able to make any changes elsewhere, he has to make changes in the attack. I think Dembele did start the last two games for Barcelona after the international break against Mallorca and Inter, so he needs a rest. I think he will bring in Ansu Fati and then stick with Raphinha on the right hand side. I think Raphinha did not start against Mallorca, starts against Inter. I think he will start this match in his favorite position as well. We are hearing current reports that Xavi will no longer play Raphinha at the left wing after his display against Inter. And finally, the main man, RL9 up top. We have no other backup striker, and that's not anything that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from my predicted lineup for Xavi. My lineup is on the screen right now. I'd go Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Roberto, Pique, Alonso, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of Busquets, Pablo Torre, and Pedri, and a front three of Raphinha, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati. Now look, this is a very outrageous lineup from myself, but honestly, if I was in Xavi's position, this would be the lineup that I'd pick. Firstly, in the back five, Roberto, Pique, Balde, Ter Stegen, self-explanatory. I need to rest Eric Garcia. Look, he's going to play against Inter, he's going to play against Clasico, 2 back-to-back games, 1 more center back injury, and we're screwed. I would make rotation. I would try Alonso at center back. Again, we have no one else. You have Alonso, Jordi Alba. I think Alonso definitely more comfortable in this as a center back, in a back 2 especially. Of course, in a back 3, you could make some wiggle room. Again, I need to rest Eric Garcia. If he's injured, I think we're finished. So I would wrap him up in Colin Wool. Midfield 3. Now, we are hearing currently that Gavi does have some discomfort. He's fit to start. He's still no injury, but he does have some discomfort. With that being said, I chuck in Pablo Torre. Look, he's been complaining a lot over the past few months, thinking he should be playing for Barcelona's first team. He's too good for Barcelona B. Prove me wrong. Again, rotation. I would start Frankie de Jong if he was fully fit, but I don't want to risk him coming straight back from injury, because of course we will need him in that stretch in October. We have Madrid, Villarreal, Bilbao, and Bayern Munich. Those games are going to be absolutely huge. So I would check on Pablo Torre at the Camp Nou as well, keeping that in mind. If he's away from home, probably would decide something different. And of course, Pedri will start as well. Finally, in the front 3. Now, the same thing that goes for Eric Garcia will go for Lewandowski. We have big games coming up, and this for me is the only match where I can really see Lewandowski getting some rest and us getting away with it. We have, again, Inter, Clasico, Bilbao, Villarreal, Bayern Munich. It is going to be a huge 2 weeks. I need Lewandowski fresh and ready to go. And the only replacement that we do have for him in the team right now is Raphinha. Of course, you could put Aspas there, then Raphinha out wide. Or not Raphinha, sorry, Ferran Torres. You can do that, but if Memphis was fit, it would be so much better. But again, it sucks, but it is what it is. So again, I would rest Lewandowski, go with Ferran Torres or Ansu up top, and the other one on the wing. And I would stick Raphinha, of course, giving Lewandowski and Dembele some rest. And that's the lineup that I would select for this match. Pretty outrageous if I do say so myself, but of course, let me know down in the comments below. Would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Will it be at the Camp Nou? Big few games coming up ahead. I think the Camp Nou will be fairly full, and I cannot see anything but Barcelona picking up 3 points, because we have to. Again, we're top of the league for the first time in years. We have to retain that for at least 1 week. Am I right? I have gone with the score line of 2-0. I think it'll be not comfortable, but difficult for Barcelona. I think in the end, our quality will shine. I can see Celta Vigo scoring a goal 100%, but with it being at the Camp Nou, us being defensively sound recently, I think we can pick up the clean sheet. And I see us scoring 2 goals going forward as well. I think there's a very low chance that Celta Vigo win this match, although a draw is definitely possible. Again, if they get the first goal, watch out. They will park the bus like no tomorrow. I think they will come with, a fairly balanced lineup. They won't come with a, 5-4-3. They'll probably come with that 4-1-3-2 formation. If they score, drop the midfielder back, create a back 5. But again, I think Barcelona scoring the first goal in this match is absolutely huge, like it is pretty much in every single game that we play at home or away. But overall, I think it will be a comfortable night for Barcelona, and I have one of them winning this match by 2-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Celta Vigo in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, and more importantly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow for the match, my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead, of course. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and force the Barca.